Hey Lincoln County R3, it's Mr. Birtles again, and welcome to our second instructional video. The main program we're going to look at today is called Microsoft Word, and Microsoft Word is a word processing program. But we'll learn that we can do way more in Microsoft Word than just type. So the first step is we need to open up Microsoft Word. So you might remember from our first video how to open up the Novell ZenWorks box, but in case you forgot, let's review that one more time. I'm going to come down here to the lower left-hand corner, my Start button. I click that, I come up to Programs, I go over to Novell ZenWorks, and then I click on ZenWorks Application Window. And there it is. It will pop up now, and all of the icons and programs that are available to me will pop up in that box. Okay, so there it is. Now, you might want to take a chance to look at your desktop right now. Your desktop is all of the blue space. You just might have a Microsoft Word icon somewhere over here on the left. And if you do, next time you open up Microsoft Word, you could double click that icon and use that as a shortcut. But if you don't, no big deal. We can see right here that Microsoft Word is available for us to click. It's right here. It says Microsoft Word 2013. Yours could be in a different spot, so just look around. But whenever you find it, we're going to open it. And the way that we're going to open it is by doing a double click, which is 2 clicks really quick together. So here we go. Click, click. And Microsoft Word is opening for us to use. Now we have a blank piece of paper, just like an empty piece of paper on your desk. Okay, so let's put something on that paper. Let's put our name. I'm going to type Mr. Birtles. Now you might notice that it underlined the word Birtles, and a lot of times the computer will underline words that it thinks maybe you spelled incorrectly, but we know how to spell our name. I know how to spell my last name, so I know that I spelled that word correctly. And the reason it's underlined is just because the computer cannot know everyone's name in the world. And so it knows some of the more basic names, like if your name is Amy or Jimmy, it will probably understand and know that that's a name and not underline it. But if it underlines your name, it's probably spelled correctly. You can just leave it alone. Whenever you would print this off or save it, that would go away. You will see though, the first thing that we're going to do, my name is pretty small, and we're going to make that name bigger. The first thing that we have to do is we have to tell the computer what letters and words we want to work with today. So the way that I do that is I take my mouse and I'm wanting my cursor to be either at the end of my words or the beginning of my words. I'm going to leave it right there at the beginning. And what I'm going to do is what we call a click and drag highlight. Now what this does is it tells the computer these are the words I want to work with. So the way that we do this is I have my mouse at the beginning of my words. I'm going to click with my mouse and hold it. So I'm going to click and push down and hold. Here we go. Okay, I did that. And now I'm going to drag across my words. And it puts kind of a gray box, a gray highlight around those words. Now the computer knows these are the words, these are the letters I'm about to work with. So the first thing that we're going to do is change our size. If we come up here to the top, you will see a number 11. That tells me that right now my font size is 11. So if I want my name to be bigger, that means I need to pick a higher number. So I click this arrow right next to the number 11, and it brings up a lot of choices for me. The further I go down this menu, the bigger my name is going to get. So take a second to look through those and kind of see how small you can make your name, see how big you can make your name. But I want you to go ahead and pick number 48. That's the number that we're going to be working with today. Now typically when you're working on a project or typing a paper, you'll probably be somewhere in the 11 to 12 range, but for today we're going to be 48. That way we can see our name really clearly. Step 2, we're going to change the color, because right now my name looks pretty boring. It's just black, and I want it to be colorful and stand out on my page. Okay, so the way that we can find that is right up here where this little letter A is, and there's a red line below it. If I click that A, click the arrow right next to that A, it will show all of these different choices that I have for colors. And you will see down here are kind of the standard colors, your regular red, your normal blue, normal green, that sort of thing. Up here are all different shades of those colors. I can also click on more colors and see a lot of different choices. I'm going to go ahead and click blue. I'll click this lighter blue right here, and I'm going to click OK. Now what do you notice? It did not change the color of my letters. And why did it not change the color of my letters? Because I forgot to click and drag and do a highlight. So I need to do that now. I'm going to take my mouse at the end of my word, or again at the beginning, and click and drag over my words. Now I'm ready to change a color. I'm going to click this arrow next to the letter A, and I'm going to go ahead and click a blue, and there we have it. It changed my name to a nice blue color that I want to work with now. So teachers, go ahead and pause the video for a second. Let the students take a chance to check out all the different colors that are available. Okay, now that you have a color that you like, let's look at our final piece, which is font style. But before I show you font style, I want to show you a really important feature that you'll use a lot when you're working on the computer. And that feature is called minimize and maximize. What this is it's basically like clearing off your desk and putting a worksheet in your desk and then taking that sheet back out later whenever you're ready to work on it again. We can do minimize and maximize up here in the upper right hand corner. Now I know on your screen right now you're seeing a sign that's kind of blocking my mouse from you being able to see. So just look at your screen and look up here in the upper right hand corner and you're looking for a little minus. That is the minimize button. And when I click that, it's kind of like taking a worksheet and putting it in my desk. Watch what happens. It disappears. It's gone. But it's not really gone. It's still there. If I come down here to the bottom on my taskbar, I see this Microsoft Word logo. Looks like kind of a piece of paper, like a book almost. I click that, and there's my work. It's still here. So I'm going to minimize again, and this is called maximize when I bring it back out. I can even minimize my ZenWorks window if I want to get it out of the way. I can hit the minus, or I can maximize and bring it back. So it's nice to know how to do that because you'll use that feature a lot when you're working on the computer. So I'm going to maximize my work one more time. Last but not least, we're going to change our font style. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to click and drag, like always. Then I'm going to come right up here to this menu. And if I click this arrow right next to my number 48, it brings up all different font styles for me to choose from. As you can see, there are a lot. So take a look and go through these and find one that you like. And what you'll find out is the more that you use Microsoft Word, you'll find fonts that work the best for you. And you'll probably use those fonts over and over again because those are the fonts that you like. But there's a ton of choices to pick from. We always like to find cursive. Let's see if I can find a cursive one. There's kind of a fancy font. Okay, I'm going to click and drag and highlight again. And maybe go down and find one more that I like. That made my name quite a bit bigger than it was before. Okay. The last thing we need to do is make sure that our computer is ready for the next person who wants to sit down and use it. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to close Microsoft Word. That's also up here in the upper right hand corner. You'll see an X. And when I click that X, that closes the screen. Now the computer says, do you want to save your work today? We don't want to save this since this was just practice for us today. Now we will do some saving as the year goes on, but for right now we're going to click Don't Save. It's right there in the middle. And when we do, that gets us back to our desktop, our blue screen, so that our computer is ready for the next person who needs to use it. We hope you enjoyed the video today. On behalf of the other technology specialists, I'm Mr. Bertels, and whenever you get real good at these skills we talked about today, you'll be ready for video number 3. See you soon.